Of developing news in Winston-Salem since 4 o'clock. Police say 2 people were shot earlier today. One of them is a 3-year-old child.
Investigators say the child is in critical condition, the adult recovering. It happened at Royal Forest Court, where a neighbor tells Nixon Norman about the senseless violence.
A quiet afternoon shattered by gunfire leaves a 3-year-old fighting for their life. I spoke with neighbors who heard it all. A normal afternoon at Little Creek Apartments in Winston-Salem was torn apart by gunshots.
The immediate first thing you heard was the rapid fire.
Police responded to the complex just before 3 p.m. for a domestic dispute where they say shots were fired. When they got there, they found an adult and a 3-year-old suffering from gunshot wounds.
Welcome to the video, everyone. This is Justin Paul. So I'm doing reaction here to news that came out of Winston-Salem saying that an adult and a 3-year-old were shot. It was a domestic dispute. Don't know if it was between a man and woman or a woman and a woman. Have no clue just yet. But a woman was taken into custody. Just anytime a child, especially a child as young as 3 years old is injured, and they're saying that in critical condition, it's just not good. It's not a good look. It's very disturbing, and it's just like man, do you not have any type of compassion or empathy for children? To the point where you're that mad at a situation with the other adult that you would risk the chance of shooting the kid in the whole incident. Like, do you see that much red at that time that you risk shooting a kid?
Police say the child is in critical condition and the adult is in stable condition. Investigators say the gunfire was between adults who knew each other. Police arrested 26-year-old Indian Knight, charging her with felony firearm by a felon.
It's really scary dealing with all this.
Police say the child was not the intended target. Still, it has neighbors on edge.
We have kids play in our neighborhood all the time. The kids very comfortable with walking around our neighborhood. So just knowing that a child got shot is like really terrifying. I know everybody who do have kids down here, they're gonna really not want their kids to come outside and play.
She says moments like this are why she believes something has to change.
I'm all for everybody being able to bear arms to defend yourself, but it need to be some type of regulations.
But her focus now is on the youngest.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with everyone definitely having the right to bear arms, because you need to nowadays. There's just no way around it. Even small, minors have guns, don't even really know how to use them, don't really understand, really what guns are, and they have them. So, you definitely have to have the right to bear arms. It's crazy because it's already a lot of regulations, on guns. It's just people definitely are not going to follow those regulations. And I do agree, kids, man, versus them being cooped up in the house on tablets all day, on video games all day, which, it's nothing wrong with neither nor, But, you also having the ability to go outside and, really enjoy being outside, man. Back when I was a kid, I loved being outside. I love going to play basketball or playing tag, hide and seek, just all those normal things, that I grew up on as a kid. These kids are not able to go out and experience that. They're not able to, even if you don't go to the same school with certain people in your neighborhood, you're able to, go out and make friends with people in the neighborhood, and you're able to explore the neighborhood, and all those things, man, are just kind of very limited these days because it's just so much more violence than it used to be. Honestly, I can't really recall too many times being outside and playing where there was like gunshots and kids getting killed and stuff like that, or kids getting shot. all that stuff kind of happened as I, got older into like high school and stuff like that. But as like a little kid, nah, man. We was outside. We was all over the neighborhood. Even started venturing farther past the neighborhood once we got bikes and stuff like that, and could, with our parents' permission, was able to go down to like the restaurants and the marketplaces and stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy, man, that nowadays you can't really send your kids out like our parents used to kind of, get us out the house and, give them some time to themselves for a little while before dinner. And of course we would definitely try to get back in before, the sun went down, because at that point a lot of stuff can happen. But and you know, I was near one of like a notoriously bad park in Winston-Salem. Like I was like that's where my neighborhood was, but we still was down there playing basketball every day with the grown folks. Like we was down there running with the grown people, like every day, So it's just a different day and age these days, And as a kid, I seen disagreements between men and stuff like that. I didn't really see to where it became fisticuffs, like where they was putting hands on each other, but I definitely seen a lot of arguments over fouls and calls and stuff like that. I witnessed all that. But never witnessed to it to the point where people were going to get guns and stuff. Even when somebody would say, well, okay, you be here when I get back, type of stuff. That was our cue to go. We would get on our bikes and head straight home. We would go on about our business, because we didn't want any parts of that type of stuff. But now, kids don't even have a choice these days whether they want to be a part of something or not. So hopefully this 3-year-old is able to pull through, and the mother, they said she's in stable condition. Not sure if it's a mother or not, but I'm just assuming that it's the mother of the child. And of course, they're going to release more information, but I just wanted to do a quick reaction to this story, since I seen it as breaking news.
Victim.
I just hope whatever kid did get hurt, I pray that they be okay.
Because to her, this should never be normal. Not in her neighborhood.
We all should feel safe in our neighborhood to let our kids be able to roam around.
A child caught in the middle of one adult's decision. One neighbors say should have never been made.
Yeah, one decision can change a whole lot of other people's lives other than yours. So we'll see what becomes of this, what more information becomes of this. And like I said, we don't know if it was a male and a female disturbance, or female versus female disturbance that led to this. We don't know if both adults were shooting at each other, and then the child was just, you know, 3 years old. Your child has to be attended to. So me personally, I wouldn't be arguing with anyone when I'm in the care of my 3-year-old, or any of, no matter what age my child is. I'm not sitting there arguing with you, or having any type of confrontation in front of my child, not putting them in any danger. But again, things kind of happen quickly, so I won't be too judgmental on that. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.